Your right, Johan Bruyneel, the general manager of the Astana team. To his right, Lance Armstrong, 7-time Tour de France champion. Johan, if we could just start with you real quickly about your overall impressions of the Amgen Tour California. Obviously a good team win, you got the individual win, and what that means to your team really in this season.
Well, you know, we won this race the last 2 years with Levi. We all knew that for Levi this was a very, very important race. At the training camp already, it was clear he was ready. And from the last 2 years, I also saw that it was a great organization, and that the European teams, bit by bit, came to this race with their best possible lineup. And I think it's probably, we were talking about it the other day, until probably the Tour of the Basque Country, which is a very, very high-level race in Europe, probably the most competitive race compared to Paris or Tirreno. I think this is a more difficult race. It's 9 days, and it's been very hard on our team. Obviously, Levi was strong, but he needed a strong team around him, and it was, especially the last 2 days, they were very difficult. And today, actually, we were also sometimes in a difficult situation, but very happy with this win, and it was definitely our first big goal of the year. And if you can win it and have a strong team performance also with winning the team classification, that's definitely a good feeling.
And Lance, your general impressions on the Amgen Tour California now that you've gone through the last 9 days, and also how you're feeling after these 9 days?
Well, I'm tired, but I was very impressed with the event, and I think I can speak on behalf of the other riders in the field, the other teams, directors, mechanics, soigneurs. Everybody enjoys the race. Obviously, the weather we would have preferred to be a little different in the beginning, but you can't control that. Crowds, simply amazing. Yesterday in Pasadena was quite the circuit. You know, you saw just, it seemed like hundreds of thousands of people around a legendary stadium, which was very cool for us. And then a tough final day on Palomar, which you know is a very, very legitimate and tough climb. So I think all in all, great race. Good to be back in it. I've been here once or twice, I think, in a car with Johan, but it certainly doesn't feel the same. But most of these boys came ready to go, and so you could tell that. And I think some of them got better as the race went on. Perhaps our team got a little tired as the race got on, just because we were simply always riding on the front and defending Levi's jersey. But all in all, you know, hats off to the organization, hats off to the state, hats off to the people for coming out, and everybody. I think I again can speak for everybody. We're excited to be back, and well, I think the guys are excited to be back in 2010. I'm not sure that I'll be back in 2010, but it was a hell of a good time.
Questions?
Simon Richardson, Cycle Weekly. Science would suggest that one's powers of recovery diminish as you, let's say, mature. How were your powers of recovery this week, and how does that bode for going into a 3-week tour?
Well, I think there's a couple of factors there. Obviously, the long break is a factor. This just being my second race back is a factor. And then finally, as I touched on a second ago, the team riding a lot really takes its toll. I mean, you look at a day like today, or really any day where the team rides, you can't recover the same as somebody that's sitting on the wheel all day long, and so it makes life more difficult. Having said that, you get an added advantage of being in the jersey, and with that comes morale and momentum and good mood. But you know, I can't complain. I mean, I think. You know, I wouldn't say I was 100% today, but I felt better today than I did yesterday. So, having said that, I'm glad we're not racing tomorrow. It'll come back. You know, this is the other thing too. I guess that I should add is that weather in the beginning really makes it hard on guys to recover. I mean, when you have cold, extreme conditions, yes, you try to recover from the race, but those extreme cold, wet conditions are very hard on the muscles. So it's hard to prepare for that.
Lance, what do you take out of here that you think you need to work on? And Johan, what do you think Lance needs to take out of here to work on? We'll see if you
I think the answer is the same. I mean, I sit around at night, for hours at night, talking to this guy about what we need to do to improve on. Don't we? He'll send me a note on the bike ride. Hey, let's have a meeting. Every night we have a meeting. But we did it before and it always worked, so we kept meeting this week. I think overall we're happy. We're happy with where we are. If you compare February 22nd to any other year, we're well ahead of that. The time trial was, for me, although it was as good as I wanted to do, the sensations weren't as good as I wanted to feel, and I think the position that we worked on the last couple of weeks didn't work out the way we wanted, so we probably make some adjustments there. Obviously, to win the tour, you have to be as strong as possible and as light as possible, and so I've got to I don't necessarily need to get that much stronger, but I have to get lighter, and 3.5 years away of not watching every ounce, every gram of food you put in your body and the amount of wine you consume takes its toll, so you gotta get back into it. And also spending time in the gym, I mean, all of that. I mean, I think the body weight is coming down naturally from Tour Down Under to here, and the Giro will be very beneficial for that. And hopefully come July we'll be 74 kilos like we were before. But all in all, I mean, those are the things we got to work on. It's not complicated. It's blocking and tackling. I mean, the power goes up, the weight goes down. There's a perfect intersection, and you race smart, and hopefully you win. Does that cover it, Johan?
Yeah, I think my answer would be what we need is time. I think he needs time. As he said, he's on good. His condition is pretty good, but he was out for 3 years physically, and also he checked out mentally. And there's a lot of things that he needs to get used to again, little things, and it just takes some time. I think it would be not be very smart to try to accelerate that process. We're not in a hurry. He's fit and with a lot of good races and a lot of good training, and I think it's possible to be back at a very high level. How high that level can be compared to what he was, that's still something we don't know, but I have to say it looks pretty good. And my conclusion after his first 2 stage races down under and here is very positive, better than I expected.